Ladies and gentlemen, it's prime time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Jay of the Jay the Awesome YouTube channel, your current prime time champion. And today I am here bringing you another installment of 20 current wrestlers that I think are great, that are my favorite. So, same rules apply as the other one. Just 20 wrestlers I think that are great. I like them right now. And again, no particular order. So let's get into the video. I'm actually very excited for this video. I can't wait to say this first guy's name.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Why did I do that? All right, first person on the top 20 is Joe Hendry. Now, before Impact, I really just found out who Joe Hendry was from Impact when he first debuted, and now he's the champion, defeating Kurt Hawkins. So I always heard his name. I see him in WCPW and other British promotions. I don't know he went to WWE, not really sure, but I did see him around, not really focused on him. But now I'm full focus. Now he's an Impact and this inspirational gimmick, which I like. This is really good for him. It reminds me a little bit of Bo Dallas a little bit. So hopefully he becomes a really big star in Impact. So yeah, number 20, Joe Hendrick. Next up on the list is Gunther, or Walter. I'm probably gonna mix between both of them. Now, Walter, I've seen him all over the British scene for a little bit. See him in WCPW and other places. So now seeing him in WWE, having him be the main attraction of NXT UK, that was absolutely amazing. Not gonna lie, at the end of his NXT run, where he NXT 2.0 and he just changed the name to Gunther, it was definitely a little rocky. I didn't really like it at then. Also, probably would taint it a little bit because I didn't like the name Gunther as him. But now I've kind of gotten used to it. Actually, they changed all of Imperium's name, so very weird. But I'm kind of gotten used to it. I still love Imperium. Still love Walter in the ring. I'm still gonna say Walter doesn't feel the same as Gunther. A Walter chop feel it would hurt more, but Gunther chop doesn't for some reason. Maybe that's because how they sell it. Maybe just because, I don't know. But on the list, still one of my favorites, having banger after banger after banger as the Intercontinental Champion. You're on the list, Walter. Gunther, whatever you want to call him. Next one up is 1/3 of the AEW Trios Champions, Pac, or Adrian Neville, or Neville. Absolutely talented, 100% amazing. One of my absolute favorites to watch in the ring. I could say he could do it all. 10 out of 10. He should definitely go for a world title. If he or when he does lose the trio titles, definitely go for the world title. Because I think that would be an amazing match with MJF. Even him in WWE, we were just in the cruiserweights, king of the cruiserweights. He definitely still could have went for the world title. So I don't even have a lot to say because he's just so amazing. Pac, you're on my list. People were very surprised I didn't say on the first one. The phenomenal AJ Styles. Now, I first seen AJ right when he was leaving TNA. I think my first match was him and Jeff Hardy on a random episode when he was his lone wolf with Evil Ways as the theme song. So I've missed out on him being Mr. TNA with the short hair. I seen him with the longer hair. So yeah, I see him go out in TNA, lose the world title to Magnus or Nick Aldis, whatever you want to call him. I missed his New Japan run because I don't watch New Japan. I will happily admit that. I don't really watch New Japan for some reason. And then he debuted in WWE in 2016. And he's been doing pretty great career in not AEW, pretty great career in WWE so far for like being like Mr. TNA. So, and like a weird thing, he hasn't like been like the big title picture, but he's still been like relevant, like doing stuff. So AJ Styles, you're on my list. Next one up, I don't even know like why I got so infatuated with her, just maybe like her energy and like her story. It is Willow Nightingale. Like she just kept popping up and like, Willow Nightingale wrestling, Willow Nightingale wrestling, Willow Nightingale wrestling. So like I just kept watching her match and she kept impressing me. And she also done like a lot of stuff for AEW before she even got signed. So I'm like, weird she didn't get signed, but now she's finally is signed. Hopefully, eventually, she wins the. I don't know about world title yet for the women's. But I feel like she will definitely win the TBS championship. Maybe not from Jade Cargill, since he kind of just lost to Jade Cargill, but she'll win the TBS championship eventually. So Willow Nightingale, you are on my list. All right, next up, a little controversial. Former Mr. Money in the Bank, A-Town Down, Austin Theory. Now, Theory, I never hated Theory, even though like people in the wrestling community does not like Theory. I personally do not like him. He's great in the ring. He's very young, gonna be the future WWE. Like, his main roster career was very weird because he first came up to help Seth Rollins, then he came up to help Andrade, Selena Vega, Angel Garza, all them, which. Then he went back to NXT, formed with The Way. Well, that was pretty cool. He worked with that with Johnny, Candice, and Indy. That was cool. Then he kind of just immediately went up to the main roster. Little weird. The selfie gimmick, that was pretty good. I kind of did like the selfie gimmick. It did very much remind me of Tyler Breeze, which I didn't mind. Like, some people wanted him to give the gimmick back, but it was fine. Austin Theory, that was good for him. Then he was Vince McMahon's chosen one. I'm gonna say chosen one. I forgot what the other name for it was, but Vince McMahon chosen one. Vince is now gone, and kind of just a little weird spot with him like just keep losing. And I will say it was a freaking terrible idea for him to lose the Money in the Bank. Granted, was he going to beat Roman Reigns? Probably not. But the Money in the Bank was a thing where he actually could have beat Roman Reigns. But just like something sneaky and having them lose the title like that, like I would have been fine with that. A lot of people wouldn't have, but I would have been fine with him sneakily winning it. But then he cashed in on Seth, which is already stupid because it's going for a mid-card title, which, okay, sure, let's give prominence to it. And then he loses to Seth, so it's kind of very stupid on it. And then he wins it like, he just won it again. So I say you could have just have him either A, cash in on Roman and lose, or B, cash in on Seth and win. And you can still do like the aggression thing. You still get him like all riled up. Like there's so many things like I think you could have done that couldn't waste the Money in the Bank. But hey, I don't know. But Austin Theory is on my list. Next person on the list is the innovator, the current Ring of Honor champion, Chris Jericho. Now, say what you want about the person Chris Jericho, a little controversial, but the wrestler Chris Jericho, the wrestling mind Chris Jericho, absolutely fantastic. Always innovate his character, very entertaining. In the ring, absolutely amazing. Even for being like how old he is now, like he could still go and have like a great match. Jericho, well, I think my first stint of Jericho was him in 2012 when he just came back debuting Light Up Jacket. And like since then, always in my top 20, definitely in my top 20 of favorite wrestlers of all time. So Chris Jericho, you just made the list. Next one on the list is Jay Lethal. Now, is he on the list because I met him? He was really nice and was really kind in training me. Yes, here's the picture. Next list. All right, for serious. Jay Lethal is on the list because even before I got to meet him, again, here's the picture. I very much loved his Ring of Honor run. I think his second time as the Ring of Honor World Champion. I watched that until he lost it when he had the braids and then he shaved his hair bald. Like, I very much love Jay Lethal. I didn't really get to see a TNA run. Like, I'm starting to watch it like now and stuff. And now he's in AEW doing stuff with Jared, doing stuff with Ric Flair. Like, I like Jay Lethal, even like before I got to meet him. So, Jay Lethal, you're on my list. Next person who also was in TNA, and I did see him in TNA, Bobby Lashley. Now, Bobby Lashley, tremendous beast in the ring. Absolutely amazing. See him in TNA, absolutely dominate there. Win, the world title? I think the Global Force title. I think he had another one. I can't think of what it was right now. But see him in TNA, return to WWE. Very, very shaky start. I'm not going to lie. Very shaky start with babyface. Then he turned heel. Like, pairing him with Leo Rush, that was an absolutely amazing idea. Then that fizzled out. Little minor stuff. And now, like, the big Hurt Business and, like, him teaming with MVP. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, they should have never broke up the Hurt Business. Like, amazing group. Amazing black excellence. Like, he just being a beast, like, currently now. Even, like, running through the people in the United States Championship division, Mustafa Ali, Theory, Seth, like, he's been doing amazing. Multiple time WWE champion. Like, I am gonna say it, like, with him and Drew, it is like a little weird seeing him in the title picture, like the WWE title picture, because they were just there, and now they're kind of like reemerging back into it. So I do like him going for the United States, having it like a little bit of like leeway for the championship. So Bobby Lashley, you're on my list. Next one up is, I did just mention him, so I might as well put him on the list, Mustafa Ali. Now, I've only known him from inside WWE, Cruiserweight Classic, the 205 Live. Like, everything Mustafa Ali had done in WWE, that's what I've known him for. And his character has been amazing. He's been, like, very treacherous for Ali. I don't think he even won a championship yet. Because lost to Cruiserweight. He keep losing big moments. Like, he lost Cruiserweight Championship Mania. He lost Money in the Bank to Brock. He wasn't even in the United States Championship match at our pay-per-view just up, but he wasn't in that. It was just Theory, Lashley, and Seth. Mustafa definitely should have been added to that. Like, give Mustafa a chance. I'm pretty sure he will run with it. Even like they gave him Retribution, which like terrible group, but like he tried to make it work. Like, give Mustafa a chance. Give him the ball. Let him run with it. Like, probably he should definitely be the one. Sorry about that. He should definitely be the one to beat Seth Rollins. Like, just give him the chance. Give him the ball. Mustafa Ali, you're on my list. Wow, really making this all tie together. The guy who won the Cruiserweight Championship from Mustafa Ali at Mania, Cedric Alexander. Give this man a chance. Like, let him show himself in the world. Like, Cedric is absolutely amazing talent. Like, definitely, like, maybe not WWE Championship yet, but United States, Intercontinental. He was Cruiserweight, which is awesome. Tag team, I don't know if he was tag team Shelton. I forgot the one tag titles or not. But Shelton, Cedric, all of them, Hurt Business, when had all the gold. Amazing. Give this man a shot also, because having him win the United States, having him win the Intercontinental, let him get the ball and run with it, because he's an absolutely tremendous athlete. He is so entertaining. Like, him in the Hurt Business, amazing. Him on 205 Live, amazing. Like, every Cedric match, even on like main event and stuff, I've watched him because he's such an entertaining man. Great black excellence. Cedric Alexander, you're on the list. Next coming up for all you dummies is L.A. Knight. Yeah. L.A. Knight. Now, my first exposure from L.A. Knight was in TNA when he first came up with, I think, what was it? The Uprising was Drew Galloway, Drew McIntyre, and I think Tungaloa? I forgot who the other guy was, but who in the Uprising. Ever since then, like, he's always been like somewhat in my view, even though when he even though he wasn't like big spotlight. So him in TNA doing stuff, him in NWA doing stuff, amazing on the mic. He's pretty good in the ring also. His NXT run was okay. Not really the greatest, not really the best, because he didn't really win any titles except the $1 Million, which I programmed with Cameron Grimes. That was pretty good as well. So, LA Knight, you're on the list. Yeah. Wow, I'm really just making these tie all together. Okay, next one on the list is Bray Wyatt. Now, Bray Wyatt literally just returned to amazing fanfare. Let's see, when my first exposure? I think his first exposure was literally all his gimmicks as Husky Harris. Then eventually developing into Bray Wyatt. NXT run, which he didn't really do a lot in NXT, mostly just like starting grounds for him. Main roster run, which was wishy-washy. The Wyatt family, losing the Wyatt family, bringing back the Wyatt family, losing the Wyatt family, bringing back the Wyatt family. Like, very wishy-washy. Won the WWE Championship, lost it immediately to Randy Orton. Had the Fiend. Fiend, absolutely amazing. Then they ruined it with his feud with Seth. Had a little bit more steam, and then lost completely to Goldberg. Like, WWE has been very, very weirdly with Bray Wyatt. Like, even right now, like, he's just doing promos and not wrestling. Like, it's cool and great, but I still want to see him wrestle. I want to see him, like, have that character progress. But one of the most entertaining guys on there, Bray Wyatt, you're on the list. All right, next up, someone that I have watched her debut and now, like, was very infatuated on her and then kind of drifted off a little bit as she wasn't as prominent before. It is the Demon Assassin, Rosemary. I've seen, like, literally from her debut in Impact, she was amazing. I thought she was doing really amazing. She was longest reigning Knockouts champion. I think that was beat by now, but watched her whole Knockouts run, which was pretty good. Then she kind of, like, drifted away from, like, the main stuff. So her and Decay all broken up. They kind of got back together with Crazy Steve and I think Big Black Toro. I'm not really sure. He's a Triple H guy. Triple A guy, not Triple H. Triple A guy. Not really sure how to pronounce his name. Haven't really been focused on him. But now she's been teaming with Allie. Well, she was before they killed her off on Impact. And now Allie's in AEW. Teamed with Taya. And now she's teaming with Havoc now with the Death Dolls. So now I'm, like, more, like, intrigued with Rosemary. Also, like, her multiverse stuff that she did with Allie was amazing on the YouTube channel. So, Rosemary, also on my list. Next one is Tommaso Ciampa. Now, his NXT run, top to bottom, amazing. Even, like, working off injuries, because, you know, injuries suck and you can't really prevent those, but injuries, even working those off, Tommaso Ciampa's career in NXT, absolutely amazing. From DIY to Blackheart to NXT champion, and even, like, being, like, the last stitch of NXT Black and Gold before NXT 2.0. Tommaso Ciampa is absolutely amazing. Then moving up to the main roster, steam did go down a little bit. Like, changed the theme song, made him, like, put color in his beard besides, like, all the gray. I think he brought that back though, the gray. Then teamed with Miz, which is, like, a weird pairing, but that could work for him. And it probably will eventually get Johnny Gargano. Oh, I can't even talk about him and Johnny Gargano, the feud in NXT. Absolutely amazing. Him and Alistair in NXT, amazing. DIY and Revival. Like, I'm just naming, like, the bangers right now. Like, you can even keep going. Like, I think the point where I seen Tommaso was so great was a random episode on NXT. It was him versus Otis. And he gave Otis, like, a great match. Like, no, like, discount to Otis. Like, Otis is still, like, amazing. That was, like, a 5-star. I'm gonna say 5 stars. Yeah, 5-star match with him and Otis randomly on NXT. Like, that's how good Tommaso Ciampa is. Let's go back to the main roster run. His main roster one, again, little weird. Made him colorize his beard, gave him with the Miz, and now he's injured, which kind of sucks. I think that also affected his story with Miz's story with Dexter Lumis, maybe, because supposedly he was supposed to be the one who hired Lumis instead of Miz hiring Lumis to attack Miz, which is a little weird, but still entertaining. So I don't really mind it. But yeah, Tommaso Ciampa, absolutely amazing, and he is on my list. Next up is Will Ospreay. Now, Will Ospreay, definitely one of my favorites in the ring. Very high flying, very flippy, but he also can be technical. He also can like slow down the pace, slow down the match, and still be very entertaining. I think I first noticed Ospreay in like 2016 as a flippy guy with Ricochet, which as someone who likes all types of wrestling and don't think flippy stuff is terrible for wrestling, like Ospreay's amazing. Absolutely tremendous athlete, absolutely amazing in the ring. Him and Okada, him and Ricochet, him even with Orange Cassidy like this recently. So even though I don't watch New Japan, like he's like still been in my view. I'm still like looking, seeing what he's doing. So yeah, Ospreay, you're on the list. Next one up, I've seen her debut in Impact. It is Jordynne Grace. Absolutely tremendous strength, very beautiful, extremely beautiful. Her Knockouts titles run has been like absolutely great. Even going like hardcore with the person she just wrestled at Hard to Kill. I forgot her name right now. But yeah, Jordynne Grace, you are on my list. All right, next one up is Alexa Bliss. Alexa has been absolutely amazing since NXT. Like, even watching her NXT, I'm surprised he didn't go for the NXT Women's Championship. Or, like, let me rephrase. She didn't win the NXT Women's Championship. That was very surprising, even when Blake and Murphy were the tag champs. Then going up to the main roster on SmackDown, absolutely killed it. Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, Women's Tag Team Champ. Even, like, when she was possessed by the Fiend, like, everyone hated it. But I personally didn't mind it. The Lily doll was maybe They kind of like did some weird stories with that. But overall, I still do like Alexa Bliss during that era. And now she's somewhat back to normal. Even now Bray Wyatt's back and kind of like taunting her a little bit. So I can't wait for that story to develop. But yeah, Alexa Bliss, very entertaining. She's on my list. Next one on the list is the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Now, Sheamus has been my favorite like since the beginning. Like as him being like maybe like top 5 baby faces in 2012 era. So Sheamus has also been one of my favorites. Great seeing as world champion near the beginning of me watching wrestling. So I kind of did miss like a WWE championship run, so I had to go back and watch that. Even like when he turned heel with like the mohawk and the beard tassels, still very much like them. The beard tassels were a little weird, but the mohawk, he worked with the mohawk. He had the mohawk for like a while and like just got it like his normal hair back. So like even as a heel, I'm so happy he's getting the appreciation he deserves now for some reason. Don't really know why. Like people going like, oh yeah, Sheamus is still like actually pretty good. He's underrated. Like I've been loved Sheamus. Like there's nothing to it. So Sheamus, you're on the list. All right. Last one up. Number 1 goes to the Empress, known as Asuka. Now, anyone could tell you that I thought her NXT career absolutely legendary, absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved the undefeated streak she was going with. From her debut, we're not talking about that battle royal, kept going. And like when she got to the main roster, like immediately, like for me, she was like already off. Because NXT, she like near NXT run going to the main roster, she was absolutely dominant, like murdering the competition. Then immediately when she goes to NXT, immediately when she debuts at TLC against Emma, she's struggling to beat her. Like so, like even like off of that, like I'm like, it's not the same Asuka. Then she loses to Charlotte at WrestleMania, which like already killed it for me. Then she loses to Carmella, I think 3 or 4 times? Already, like, killed it. So, like, her stock definitely went down for me. But Asuka was just so entertaining. Like, it went back up immediately with the Kabuki Warriors, just her being up on her own, winning the Money in the Bank, winning the Women's Championship. So, like, Asuka has always been entertaining, even, like, through, like, the down points of her career, in my opinion. So, last up is the Empress, known as Asuka. And I think that about does it. There are another 20 of my favorite wrestlers currently. I hope you guys liked this video, and I will see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching.